Hey guys, now if somebody just showed you how to make your first dollar online, showed you how to replace your income from your job, would you stop stressing so much about thinking about how you can make 100 grand tomorrow, how you can make 10 grand a month tomorrow, all of this stuff that you see online, the driving the Lamborghinis, all of this stuff. If somebody just told you, look, you do not need to make that kind of money to live the life that you want, and showed you how to actually just replace your income or just make your first dollar online, how much more would you chill out, okay? And how much further do you think you'd be if you actually understood that from the beginning? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. This is the model that changed my life, got me out of my 9 to 5, allowed me to live the life of my dreams without having to be a millionaire like everybody else thinks you have to be, right? So, let me break some beliefs. Everybody that shows you how to make money online normally shows you how to get into dropshipping, right? Or start an agency, or Amazon FBA, or trading. Now, what are the problems of these ones here? Dropshipping, agency, Amazon FBA, and trading, right? All of these, and several others that I haven't put on this list, require a lot of experience, a lot of time to set up, and a lot of money to actually succeed and make it worthwhile. A lot of these guys try and make you feel like it's beginner friendly. I can tell you right now, I've tried every single one of these. None of them are beginner friendly at all. And also, you don't really gain any real world skills that are transferable in any other realm of life or business. Okay, dropshipping, you don't really gain that much, that has that much leverage that you can take elsewhere. Agency, yes you do, but to even start an agency you have to have the skills in the first place. Amazon FBA requires a lot of capital up front, and it's also, the profit margins aren't that great either. Okay, so for a beginner it's a lot to take on at once. And trading, you only become profitable or make a lot of money if you have a lot of money to risk in the first place. Now, I'm sure that's not you, because you're looking at how to make your first couple hundred quid online. Why would you go and start with trading where you have to risk thousands up front to actually make it worthwhile? Okay, so these models I want you to get out of your head right now. Okay, do not start them. You're going to waste your time. Some people can make it work, but if you want to predictably actually make your first couple hundred quid online, quit your job, make your first 5k, all of this stuff, and actually climb the ladder, this is not a way to start. Now, the way that I like to see things is you need to learn the skill of learning how to sell, right? Now, learning how to sell takes you so much further than any of these, okay? Because when you learn how to sell, you can sell basically anything. And the way to scale that is just to sell something for more and more money, right? So for example, let's say you go from selling, selling newspapers, right? You're a newspaper salesman, something random. Well, you can then progress and progress and progress, and start selling private jets, right? And making 6 figures, even 7 figures in commissions. Bit of an extreme example, but that's a skill you can take anywhere with you. So when these models eventually die out or they don't work anymore, and you haven't really gained any real world skills, you're screwed. So I recommend to start a model that's actually going to, number one, get you paid now, and number two, is going to give you leverage long term. Now, the model that I picked for that is appointment setting. Now, appointment setting is what has changed my life. It's allowed me to quit my job. It's allowed me to live the life of my dreams. And it's also allowed me to help several other people like yourself do the exact same thing. So let me run you through that model, okay? So this is how it works. So on Instagram, there are several people like Alex Hormozy, Cole Gordon, Grant Cardone, you get it, right? People who are in the business space, got a very high personal brand, a very high amount of following, big personal brand, right? And they always normally sell something with it, okay? So he's got 4 million followers, he's got 515K, he's got 4.9. All of these guys sell something through the internet, okay? So you're gonna find there's a lot of people that are similar to these guys that sell like a digital program, digital course, digital service, right? Now, if we use our logic and use our brains here, if these guys have got so many followers and they've got a big time business, right? They have not got enough time to speak to these followers, okay? Now, these followers equal cash for them, okay? Because it's inbound leads, people are coming to them. It's kind of like the Instagram page of Apple, right? All of their followers are people that want to buy the Apple products. So all of their followers are potential customers. So these guys are very, very aware that all of their followers can be turned into cash, but they're too busy to speak to the prospects and actually turn them into cash, okay? Because they're running the everyday operations of the business. Now, the problem here is if they don't fix that quick and they don't have someone dealing with all of the followers, all of the potential buyers, they are losing a ridiculous amount of money and leaving so much money on the table. Now, a business owner's biggest fear is bottlenecks and leaving money on the table, okay? So they know this is a big problem. And a lot of the time, right, these guys sell like a high ticket product, which means that they sell it for a lot of money. So they can't just sell it by itself as a buy now link. They actually have to speak to the prospect, book them into a sales call, and then sell them the product on the sales call. Now, to get them on the sales call in the first place, they need to have a conversation, because no one's just going to book in, right, for no reason. Okay, they need to kind of like be prompted. Maybe they have some questions. Maybe they need to be warmed up a little bit more. They have not got enough time in the day to go through all of these 4 million followers, right? And book every single one of them to a sales call. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically take this off of their hands. We're going to come into their business, right? We're going to log into their Instagram accounts, their LinkedIn, their Twitter, all of their social media. We're going to come on board, right? And we're going to just take care of it, okay? What we're going to do is we're just going to go through their DMs and the followers, the ones that are already warmed up, so to speak, okay? They're already interested in the product. They just need to have a couple of questions answered or a couple of concerns addressed. We're going to come in, just chat back and forth via DM and say, hey, you've got this problem. We can solve it. We sell this product. We've got these results. Do you want to have a quick chat so we can run you through how it works? Yes, I do. And then you get paid for the appointment. Now, just another quick rundown. So they sell a high ticket product. They have thousands of people who want it. They have no time to speak to the audience, okay? So when we come in, we log into their accounts and we speak to their audience, this is how it works, okay? So we're gonna partner up, we're gonna DM their followers on stuff like Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. We're gonna book the interested people into an appointment, right? So again, we're gonna speak to people, see they've got the problem, tell them we can solve it and say, hey, would you be open to just having a chat to see how we can help? Oh, yes, I am. Cool. Send them the calendar link, booked in, bam, right? And then you get paid and you rinse and repeat. So this is what you can kind of expect. Let's say you're on an account that has a lot of followers, like let's say this guy here, 515K, right? Let's say he's got a lot of followers, you know, everyone wants his product and you're getting a lot of messages, you're getting a lot of leads coming through, which again, if you have an account like this that has a lot of followers, it's really easy to just have a lot of people to book in. Let's say you book 100 appointments a month at $50 per appointment, which by the way, that is very easy to achieve. I've been on offers that pay me 80 per appointment, okay? So 50 is very easy to achieve. So let's say you're paid per appointment and you book 100 appointments a month, right? On top of that, you get 5% commissions, for example, on a 5K product. Let's say the product they're selling on the appointment is $5,000. So you book someone into an appointment, right? That's 50 quid in your pocket. That's $50 you get in your pocket, right? And then the person that you booked into the appointment actually buys the program for 5K. Now you're being paid 50 for the appointment and then another 5% commissions on the 5K price, okay? Now this is actually quite hard to achieve for a brand new appointment setter to get commission as well. But I have my own way of sourcing opportunities like these as well. So if you want another video running you through how to do that, just comment down below and I'll show you how to land offers that also pay you commissions, okay? But again, let's just say 100 appointments a month at 50 each and then 5% commissions. That's 5K alone just for the appointments, right? And let's say out of the 100 people that you book in, let's say like, I don't know, let's say 14%, right? So 14 people out of the 100 appointments you book in buy the product for 5K. That's an extra 3.5K on top of your 5K, okay? Now that's kind of on like the harder end to get a 5% commissions. Like I said, I can make a new video showing you how to do it. But like by itself, just from sending DMs and booking calls in, you can make 5K a month. And just tell me that doesn't change your life, right? Stop thinking about 100 grand, stop thinking about £1 million, right? Whatever, right? 5K a month from your phone and you quit your job and you work when you want to, you send DMs, you can travel the world, money's not really a problem, right? Tell me that doesn't change your life. Now, let's say you do take my advice and you get a 5% commissions deal as well on a 5K product, which is quite standard, and you get an extra 3.5K on top. That's 8.5 grand per month. Now, what is that? That's 6 figures per year from sending DMs, right? Now, tell me, if you're making 8.5 grand a month from your phone without having to go to a job, no like boss to answer to, no office to go to, all of this stuff, 8.5K per month from sending DMs, even just 5K, even like 3 or 4K, right? Tell me that doesn't change your life. From making the money you're making at your job, basically, or a little bit more, I don't know how much you're earning, from your phone and you're not having to answer to really anybody because you're just sending DMs back and forth and booking calls, right? That's the way I want you guys to see this, okay? You do not need to worry about drop shipping and making 100 grand tomorrow. By the way, the profit margins of drop shipping are terrible. Marketing agency, which is really hard to start because you need to have skills in the first place, right? So let's say with a marketing agency, let me run you through this analogy, right? So starting a marketing agency as a complete beginner is like trying to start a plumbing company when you don't know how to change a tap. That is the equivalent. You're starting a marketing agency, a big time business, selling a service that you don't know how to deliver and you know nothing about. That is what starting an agency is like. It's like starting a plumbing company or a construction company when you've never been on a building site in your life. That's the equivalent. Amazon FBA costs a lot of money to start with. And again, I can imagine you probably don't have much money to start with because why are you watching these videos, right? And the same with trading. You have to have a lot of money to risk to actually make it worthwhile. And so many traders aren't actually profitable. They tell you they are, they aren't, okay? So that's just, like, I want you guys to just be open to that idea. Like, just Be open to the idea of just, look, let me worry about how I can make my first dollar online. There's never going to be a shortage of these guys that have a big personal brand, right, that all sell a high ticket product. There's never going to be a shortage of these guys that sell a high ticket product, have a big personal brand, and don't have time to speak to the audience because they're too busy running the actual company, okay? They can't spend all of their time in the DMs responding to, messages. They're just way too busy, okay? So we're going to come in, right? We're going to partner up. We're going to DM their followers, book interested people into an appointment, and then rinse and repeat. We'd get paid something like 50 per appointment, even if you're making 30 per appointment, right? 100 appointments a month, super easy to do. I've booked 200 appointments a month on a single person's account one time. Okay, so 100 appointments a month is really easy to do. Let's say 30 per appointment, that's 3K a month. Now, let's say you get 5% commissions on that, right? That's just like extra thousands on top. Okay, so like, I want you guys to be open to this. This is the barrier to entry to this is just really, really small. Sending DMs and just saying, hey, look, you've got this problem, we can solve it, and having basic level persuasion skills, which every single human being has. There is no excuse for you to not be able to do this as well, okay? I'm telling you this, someone that's done it myself. I used to work at a retail job, no experience at all, no nothing. My first month of appointment setting, right, and doing exactly what I'm showing you here, I tripled my income at my job, which wasn't a lot anyway, and then I quit 1 month later, and 4 months after quitting my job, I hit my first 5K, okay? This is how you do it, right? I know exactly how to do it. Again, I've helped several other people do it too. And let me just run you through what else to expect as well. So not only have I changed my life and made just made this incredible sum from my phone just from sending DMs, right? I've also, as a result, so here's a bit of proof. I actually hit my first 10K month. There's a 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, 9K. Like, this is what to expect just from sending DMs. This is, okay? So like, I don't want to be the guy to go, oh, look how much money I made, but I need to show you proof this works, okay? So this is all my experience with appointment setting. Make 100K tomorrow is not the way you need to think, okay? That is wrong. The way you need to think is replace your income. That's what you need to worry about. Then you can start worrying about 100K after you've done that. You need to do it in steps. Now, these are some people that I've met as a result. So this guy here, Thibaut Marty, he's actually a really good friend of mine, right? So he's got 30.1K followers on Instagram. We haven't worked together, but I've met people like that from being in this space, right? A very high level entrepreneur. He's now part of my friendship circle from being in the appointment setting space. So not only am I making a really good amount of money from my phone, just from sending DMs, I now know some really successful people in my environment. And how much further do you think that's going to take me? And also as well, this guy here, William Brown, who's actually a client of mine that I do appointment setting with still to this day, okay? He is a multi-millionaire. He sold his company a couple of years ago, right? For like 7 or 8 figures. He started a new one, grew that to 8 figures, and I'm helping him scale it as well, okay? With the appointment setting. Now this guy's got 41.7K followers. As you can see here, he founded a lead learning company, grew it to a 7-figure rate, and then sold it to a private equity firm, okay? And these are the people that I'm meeting as a result. So not only am I changing my life, right, by just making this kind of money from my phone, from sending DMs, I'm also meeting really high level people, and that's what you can expect too. So stop thinking about how I can make 100K tomorrow. That's what's making you fail. You need to think, how can I replace my income online? And also increase my network and my environment and make friends with people like this. Because how much further do you think I'm going to get now that I know some really high level people that are going to introduce me to new environments, right? So just honestly, you do not need to be a millionaire to do this. And I really wish you guys would just start to think, how can I replace my income, and not how can I make 100K tomorrow? So that is pretty much it. If you want to learn exactly how to do this step by step and have me hold your hand, right, to getting into appointment setting and making something like 3 to 5K a month from it, and just copying the exact same strategy that I followed, and also several other people that I've helped and followed too. There's going to be a link down below in the description to book in a call. Also, there's a link to my Instagram if you have any questions. I want you to book in that call, and I will run you through exactly how I can help. So if you don't want to be sold to, do not book in the call, because full transparency, that is designed to try and sell you something. So if you don't want to be sold to, then don't book it in. But if you are serious about making this work, book in that call or ask me any questions on Instagram, and I'll run you through exactly how I can help you do it too, without making the mistakes that every single beginner makes without someone holding the hand, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Take care. I'll see you soon.